What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Stars Insiders podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in into another episode of the show / podcast. I'm not super thrilled to really make this video today. I'm extremely disappointed in the way the Dallas Cowboys have played. The way this season has started. And a whole bunch of it is just, I don't know. Let's just get into some of these points I want to go over. As the days went by and as I saw more and more. I saw a bit of. I piled up a good amount of stuff I wanted to talk about. I won't be going over clips today. I'm really over a bunch of the film. I've gone over it, and it's terrible. I really just want to. I want to sit here and talk to y'all. Give my opinions. Give some of the stuff that I feel like killed us this past Sunday against the Chicago Bears. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. So I want to go over Javonte Williams' stats here. I mean, I just don't understand why you don't give a guy that's averaging 7.6 yards a carry the ball inside the 5-yard line. And I mean, it's not like we haven't seen Javonte Williams be great inside the 5 against the Eagles. I'm pretty sure both of his touchdowns came inside the 5. It's just really, it's just questionable play calls from Brian Schottenheimer and questionable decisions. I really don't know what's been going on with the Cowboys these past. I mean, honestly, just this game. I feel like last week we played well, especially in the second half. I feel like the first half was a little iffy. You know what I'm saying? The play calls in the first half weren't the greatest. But I'll give it a pass because we played extremely well in the second half last week against the New York Giants. But this week, I mean, not only why don't you give him touches inside the 5, why don't you give him more than 10 touches? Javonte Williams was averaging 7.6 yards a carry. I feel like you could have taken over the game completely if you just gave Javonte Williams the football. And I feel like Dak Prescott also had a couple of missed throws. He had a couple of missed reads this game. But I feel like you make Dak Prescott's job a whole lot easier if you just give Javonte Williams the ball more. The Cowboys ran the ball 20 times this game. Really 21 if you want to count CeeDee Lamb's little sort of a run where he got injured. 21 times to 40 times. You passed the ball 40 times and you ran the ball only 21 times. And really, out of those 21 runs, like 4 or 5 of them came in the last drive when Joe Milton came in. That was from Miles Sanders. I really don't get why you don't give Javonte Williams the ball more. He was averaging a whole bunch of yards, and I mean, I knew it was going to happen because this Chicago Bears front, this Chicago Bears defensive line, and even the linebackers weren't great. And I honestly felt really confident in the Cowboys being able to dominate the line of scrimmage and being able to gain the yards that they gained. And I feel like they did really well. Javonte Williams played extremely well. Even Miles Sanders had a couple of decent runs, but I really don't understand why you don't give Javonte the ball more. I'd really like to see a Javonte Williams like 20 to 25 carry game just to see how it goes. I mean, if that happens, I feel like Javonte Williams goes for 100 plus. But I don't know, man. That's just one of the couple of things that I was questioning from Brian Schottenheimer this game. But next thing I want to talk about is how CeeDee Lamb is literally your entire offense. You don't know what to do when CeeDee Lamb is not on the field. You got the ball to Pickens a couple of times on that scoring drive, but apart from those couple of times you got the ball to Pickens, the offense was bland. It was terrible. There was a couple of, not a couple, but a whole bunch of dump offs to Jake Ferguson, but the offense looked just horrible without CeeDee Lamb on the field, and that's concerning, honestly. Going into this next game, I don't know how the Cowboys will perform on offense with CeeDee Lamb not on the field and Pickens being that wide receiver one. I don't know if they ever really planned for that. And it looks like they never planned for CeeDee Lamb being injured, which it's dumb. Honestly, the offense looked terrible with CeeDee Lamb not being on the field, and the Cowboys might miss CeeDee Lamb for another 2 games. Green Bay game, possibly next week's, I think it's Jets game after the Packers. Missing for those 2 games is going to be crucial, and if you can't get your offense rolling without him, they're going another 2 games, and there goes pretty much your season, because the schedule will only get harder as the season goes by. I wanted to go over that. Just CeeDee Lamb is literally your entire offense, and you're literally nothing without CeeDee Lamb, which just sucks. And with CeeDee Lamb being out now, we're gonna have the same situation we had last year, where CeeDee Lamb's your only, not CeeDee Lamb, but George Pickens is your only option. You're gonna be relying on Turpin and Tolbert and Flanoy to make plays for you, which is just not really what you want your offense to be relying on. If we're being honest, I love Ryan Flanoy. I feel like he can be great, but you can't be relying on him in big games like the one we're about to play. Same with Tolbert. And I feel like you could be a little more reliant on Conrad Turpin, because I feel like Turpin has played better than most of these guys. I feel like he's shown that he can be an impactful player on this offense. But it's gonna be the same thing that was last year, where if Pickens isn't getting open, your offense is just fried. You're not gonna be able to do absolutely anything. And if the Packers can manage to stop the run, they're gonna force you to pass the ball, and I just don't feel confident in just the 3 guys, Pickens, Ferguson, and Turpin, to win you the football game. I feel like they can do well, but I don't think they can do enough to win the football game. And especially when you're more than likely gonna be trailing by a whole bunch of points. Moving on to the defense now, this is bad. It's getting really, really bad. I want to talk about our pass rush. I want to bring up this really, really interesting stat here from our defensive line here. This is the first game in Caleb Williams' career. I'm not sure if this is college included, but this is the first game in Caleb Williams' career where he wasn't sacked a single time. And I feel like I talked about this too. I'm not sure if I did, but I feel like I did talk about this, how the Chicago Bears offensive line isn't great. Their tackles aren't great. Their interior is probably the strong part of that offensive line, but even that, they're not great. And I feel like they weren't great against trying to run block. I feel like our defensive line did a good job. Packers linebackers did a great job, honestly. Just that entire front 7 did a great job of stopping the run. But when it came to the pass, man, we couldn't get a single pressure. I don't know where I can get those stats, but I just know we didn't generate pressure. Fowler just looks lost. Not even lost, but he just doesn't look good at all. I feel like he just runs up to the tackle, just hits him right in his chest, and he doesn't know what to do then. And I feel like that's been the thing with pretty much everybody, except for maybe James Houston, where they're just running up the middle of the tackles, and I don't know if they're expecting to overpower these guys and just run over them, but that's just not worked a lot at all for this defensive line. Just trying to overpower these tackles, it's just not worked. Sam Williams hasn't looked great at all either against Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. Like, not great offensive tackles. I think this is his first career game without allowing a pressure. That Braxton Jones, I think he was one of the highest ranked offensive tackles in PFF. According to PFF, he was one of the highest ranked offensive tackles this past Sunday, which is just, it's sad because Braxton Jones isn't a great tackle, and he made our guys look. We made them look like all pros. They looked really good. I think the only guy I'd say I'd give him like a little thumbs up ish is Zaraku. I think I saw a stat where it said he had like a 0.0 win percentage as a pass rusher, but I feel like I saw him get in the backfield a couple of times, not a lot of not a whole bunch of times, but I feel like I did see Zaraku get in the backfield a couple of times. And I feel like he's been showing improvement little by little. He's still doing just the bull rushes just like everybody else. I feel like in Boston College you saw how deep his bag was of pass rush moves, and we just haven't seen really any of that in the NFL. And I don't know if that's him just being a rookie and just being confused in what he's doing, or I don't know, or if it's Eberflus asking them to do that. I don't know. The defense is just confusing to me. It's just, especially me right now trying to really learn the game of football. It's hard to learn when you're watching the Dallas Cowboys, because I feel like I mean I don't know what they're doing, and not even the Cowboys themselves know what they're doing on defense. So I wanted to go over that a little bit. We need more from our guys. I feel like we saw a whole bunch. We've seen a whole bunch from Dante Fowler before. In Dallas, in Washington, we've seen him be great. I think last year he had double-digit sacks, which we haven't seen a single bit of that. I think we saw one play in week 1 where he looked like a pretty good pass rusher, but Dante Fowler has looked terrible. Sam Williams has looked terrible. I feel like Nealand has looked okay. I feel like he shined against the Eagles week 1. Against the Giants, he fell off. Against the Bears, he did all right. I didn't see a whole bunch from him. And I feel like Zaraku is getting better, maybe just a little bit. James Houston's he's okay. He's nothing special, honestly. And he's your best pass rusher too. So I guess we'll see how this defensive line looks with Jadeveon Clowney, but I really don't expect a whole lot of change, even with Jadeveon Clowney being on the field. I don't think Jadeveon Clowney is going to make a huge impact. I feel like he'll impact the game in a couple of plays, but I don't see him. I don't see the Cowboys replicating the type of pass rush they have with Micah Parsons with any of the guys that we currently have as of right now. Maybe later on, as Zaraku turns into a god and he becomes really good. But as of right now, I haven't seen any of that. I haven't seen a whole bunch that can make me really think that the Cowboys will be able to do that. Now let's go on to this. Let's talk about this next thing here. Let's talk about Malik Hooker, and not even just Malik Hooker, but Donovan Wilson. Just the entire safety room. Again, I'm trying to learn the game of football more and more. That's why I'm doing this podcast and stuff. And I have no idea what Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson are doing. I mean, I understand it a little more from Donovan Wilson because he's known to be a terrible pass coverage safety, but Malik Hooker looked horrible against the Bears. I feel like he looked lost. I feel like he wasn't playing his assignments right. I feel like everybody was left open. It was literally a replay of the Giants game, but just a little slightly worse play from the Chicago Bears. I feel like the Chicago Bears didn't light us up like the Giants did, but it still looked terrible. Everyone on that, I mean, the Cowboys played, I think, a little more man coverage this week. I think they played, I think it was 14% man coverage, 86% zone. I mean, and they look terrible in both. In man coverage, I think, no, not I think, they were giving up like 10 yards of cushion for some reason. I don't know if they were scared or if that's what Eberflus had them doing, but Elam and Diggs were like 10 yards off the ball when it was like 3rd and 5. They were playing man coverage and it was like 10 yards off for some reason. I don't understand it at all. Diggs on that one play is slipping and he tried to jam he tried to jam Romo Dunze and then he just slipped and Dunze scored, man. And I feel like the rest of the guys look bad. They just look bad. I just feel like I'm not sure what can really help this team. I don't even know if Bland and Ravel being back can help us truly. I don't know. I don't know if it's a skill issue from the defensive backs or if it's a scheme issue. I don't know if they're not adapting to the scheme right. I don't know if or I don't know if they're just bad at football. But the secondary continues to look terrible. I'm not excited to see what the Chicago Bears, what the Green Bay Packers have in store next week for us. With the guys that they have, I mean, and what's it called? The Packers have not bad, but they don't have great tackles either. And I mean, I don't even want to go over it, man. It's just I'll go over it in the next video when I talk about when I preview the game. But it's bad, man. It's really, really bad with the secondary, and I really don't know what can help us here. I hope Ravel being back and Bland being back can help us, but then there's like the rookie learning curve that I hope isn't as steep as it was for Izaraku for Ravel. But it's still gonna be tough. I really don't know if Bland and Ravel can fix all of our problems. And I don't know, man. It's just, let's move on to the next thing, because the secondary is just confusing, and I really just don't know what to say. I want to go over just these last two things that I feel like have to be talked about. I feel like this is a team that has to score 30 plus points a game right now to even have a slight bit of a shot to win a football game. I feel like Dak Prescott has to play perfect. I feel like Javonte Williams has to play perfect. Pickens has to play perfect right now. Ferguson has to be perfect. I mean, not even just them. Even with CeeDee Lamb being on the field, I feel like everybody has to be perfect to be able to even just compete in a football game because of how bad this defense is. And I keep saying it. It's just it's really, 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 really bad. The pass rush is really just nowhere to be found. Our secondary looks terrible. Linebackers look lost. What's his name? Sanborn, I feel like, has been a huge disappointment because I feel like he was talked about highly a lot by Eberflus, by the entire coaching staff. I feel like Jack Sanborn was talked about very highly, and I feel like I haven't seen really a whole bunch from him. He's looked decent. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He's looked decent. I feel like he's for sure the better of our linebackers right now. But Damone Clark, Kenneth Murray, they don't look great, man. And we're still yet to see Maris Leofau really play significant amounts of snaps, even with how bad the linebacker core has played. And I feel like if this coaching staff, if this organization wants us to take them seriously, I feel like they have to make changes to the personnel. That be switching out safeties, switching out linebackers, maybe giving more reps to guys on the defensive line, maybe even signing some more guys, bring them in to try to bring something with the pass rush. One thing that's pissed me off the whole bunch, and this is something I've talked about a lot even since last year, is Alquadin Muhammad. I saw him last night. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, so I saw him last night playing for the Lions, and it just pissed me off so much because he looked so good, and the Cowboys just didn't care about him at all, and they just let him go. I mean, we could be using that guy right now, and I don't know, man. But changes have to be done. If changes aren't done this week, I'm honestly calling it quits for this season. Even if CeeDee Lamb comes back somehow, I really don't think this is a playoff team. I feel like at most this is a 9-8 team, maybe a 10-7 team. And honestly, I'm putting really most of it, if not all of it, on the defense because it's looked terrible. I feel like the offense has given me some good things. Passing game has looked pretty decent with CeeDee Lamb on the field. Running game has looked great, has looked amazing. But the defense hasn't really given me anything to really be excited about, except the run defense. I feel like run defense has been extremely good, and I feel like it'll continue to be really good, and it'll continue to get better and better. But if they want us to take them serious, I feel like they have to make changes. They have to make changes really everywhere. I honestly want to give props to I think his name is Trequezie Bridges and Rudy Stewart. I feel like they've stepped up and have been honestly decent pieces for the Cowboys. I wouldn't say they've been great because they haven't, but I feel like they've honestly been pretty good. They've been pretty solid. Rudy Stewart, I feel like he's shown that he's a really aggressive type of guy, a really good, really solid slot corner. Bridges, I haven't seen a whole bunch from him, but I feel like he played well with the couple of snaps he had against the Bears. But we need more, y'all. I mean, I really pray that Bland is back against the Packers, and I hope he helps somewhat. He's the best corner on this team. So I hope we feel his impact like we did against the Eagles. And I really hope Ravel isn't getting rushed just because of how bad this cornerback situation is. I really hope he isn't being rushed because we can't have our rookie cornerback getting injured. Kind of like I feel like Diggs has low-key been getting a little rushed. Just because of how bad the cornerback situation is for the Dallas Cowboys right now. But I feel like Trayvon Diggs doesn't look healthy, and I don't want that to be the same thing for Savon Ravel. But with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed. This is more of just a talk to you guys type of show here, type of video here. I really just want to sit here and talk. I don't want to sit here and go over every single play, and because it's just terrible. It's terrible. But I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like, subscribe if you want. It's free to do so. And yeah, again, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave in the comments your thoughts on this game, on this week's game. What you guys feel like should be improved, or what you guys feel like you might be debating me on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have a different opinion on me on something, and you want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Next video, I'll probably be previewing Cowboys Packers. Offense, defense, offense, same sort of deal. But alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed. I love each and every single one of y'all boys and girls. And yeah, God bless you guys. Peace.